yan.
No.
Ikaw ang may-ari ng unan mo, nawawala. Anak ng teteng.
Di mo matandaan yung ano yun? Di ba nilaban mo?
Alin?
Yung ano yun?
Iba to.
Hindi, yung unan niya. Yung unan mismo talaga, yung ganitong unan.
Siya. Kala ko unang ganito.
Hindi. Kumain na kayo doon. Meron sa kaldo nga, meron lang tayo mag-chocolate. Saan napunta? Sa ilalim nito, wala.
Wala.
Sabi sa ilalim.
Tinignan ko na.
Eh, saan mo inilagay? Anak naman ng tete, oo. Ikaw ang nag-uunan, di mo alam.
Ay, wait.
Eh, sa kama mo.
Binaba ko nga pala yun.
Okay, so again, good morning. Let's continue with the pancreas. Please type yes if you are ready for the discussion on the pancreas. How about the others? Are you ba ready na for the pancreas discussion? Please bring your hand up also for the pancreas para makasabay tayo sa discussion. Okay, so let's proceed with the discussion on the pancreas. So I think in our enzyme discussion last midterm, we've discussed a separate topic was dedicated for the enzymes produced in the pancreas. Okay, so today, class, we will discuss the pancreas. Okay, not as an enzyme synthesis organ, synthesis site, but as a gland for hormone production and hormone secretion. Okay, so let's start. Okay, let's now discuss the pancreas. So, as the pancreas is an elongated tapered organ located across the back of the abdomen behind the stomach. Okay, so again, okay, the right side of the organ is the widest part, and this is class what we call the head of the pancreas. Okay, and it lies in the curve of the duodenum, okay, which is the first section of the small intestine. Okay, while the tapered left side extends slightly upward, and this is class called the head of the head class of the body of the pancreas. Okay, so the right side is the head, which is the widest, and the left side is the body of the pancreas. Okay, and ends near the spleen, which is the tail of the pancreas. Okay, the tail of the pancreas. Okay, so as basically, the pancreas is a large gland that is involved in the digestive tract or digestive process. Although it is class outside the gastrointestinal system, okay, it is because as the pancreas is capable of secreting digestive enzymes, right? That are capable of uh, digesting, converting macromolecules into simple molecules or simple agents. Okay. Now, the pancreas is composed of two morphologically and functionally different tissues. So these two tissues are the endocrine and the exocrine tissues. Again, that's the two morphologically and functionally different tissues of the pancreas are the endocrine and the exocrine tissues. Okay, endocrine and exocrine tissues. Okay, so basically, as the endocrine tissue, in class, has the following function. Please write. So the endocrine tissue has the following endocrine function. So the function class of the endocrine tissue is for hormone releasing. Okay, hormone releasing function. Okay, take note class. The endocrine gland, okay, or the endocrine tissue is composed of the so-called islets of Langerhans. Okay, islets of Langerhans. Okay, so this islets of Langerhans, we all know, okay, has the alpha, okay, the beta, and the delta cells, right? Alpha, beta, and delta cells. These three cells are capable of secreting hormones that are released into the bloodstream, right? So the alpha, as the alpha cell is capable of secreting glucagon. The beta cell is capable of secreting insulin, and the delta cell is capable of secreting somatostatin. Okay, somatostatin. In these three groups of cells, that's right, the beta cell is the the major cell group. It's the predominant or the major cell group in the pancreas. Okay? Siya po ay pinakamadami in the pancreas. Okay? So, the alpha and the delta cells secrete glucagon and somatostatin that are hyperglycemic in nature, while beta cell secretes insulin, as we all know, that is the only hypoglycemic hormone in the body. Okay? Next. The exocrine tissue. Okay, the exocrine tissue function is for enzyme secreting function. Enzyme secreting function. Okay, so the exocrine tissue could secrete about 1.5 to 2 liters of enzyme per day. Okay, and these enzymes are digestive in nature. Kuha natin. Okay, so yung endocrine function is for the hormone secretion or hormone releasing, and the exocrine function is for the enzyme releasing. Okay? As please type letter A if this is clear. Okay, let us proceed. Okay. The digestive fluid is produced by the pancreatic acinar cells. Okay, and take note. Okay, these acinar cells are grape-like clusters in the pancreas. Okay, so the acinar cells produces the enzymes. Okay, kasi yung mga digestive fluid. Okay, so the normal appearance of the pancreatic fluid is that, please write, the normal appearance of pancreatic fluid is that it is clear, colorless, watery fluid. Clear, colorless, watery fluid with a pH of up to 8.3. Okay? So basically, the secretion class of the pancreas is somewhat basic or alkaline. Again, as clear, colorless, watery appearance with a pH of up to 8.3. So the digestive enzymes or their proenzymes are capable of digesting the three major classes of food substances, namely the proteins, the carbohydrates, and fats. Okay, so as we all know, the proteins are digested by proteolytic enzymes. Carbohydrates are digested by amylase, or the disaccharidases, and the fats are digested by lipase, right? Lipase. Okay, so let us proceed. So most of the pancreatic action is under the hormonal secretion, hormonal control of secretin and cholecystokinin class. So these two class are the regulator class of the pancreatic action or the hormonal endocrine secretion capability or capacity of the pancreas. As please write, cholecystokinin is formerly called as the pancreocymin. Let me type that in the chat box. Pancreocymin. Pancreocymin. Class. So the pancreocymin, this is the former name of cholecystokinin. Okay, class. So these are the regulators of the hormonal secretion and release of the pancreas. Okay, let's now proceed. Let's start first with a discussion on cholecystokinin. So cholecystokinin, just like what I mentioned, is formerly called as the pancreocyanin. Okay? Now, in the presence of fats or amino acids in the duodenum, this is produced by the cells of the intestinal mucosa. Okay? Now, what is the action of cholecystokinin? Please write. As cholecystokinin is responsible for the release of enzymes from the acinar cells by the pancreas into the pancreatic fluid. Again, cholecystokinin is responsible for the release of enzymes from the acinar cells by the pancreas into the pancreatic fluid. Okay, into the pancreatic fluid. Okay, that is class cholecystokinin. Next, secretin. The secretin is synthesized in response to the acidic contents of the stomach, okay, reaching the duodenum. Again, class secretin, this is class synthesized in response to the acidic contents of the stomach reaching the duodenum. Okay? Okay, next. Gastrin. As gastrin, okay, is the most potent stimulus to gastric secretion. Okay? So gastrin class is secreted by the specialized G cells in the gastric mucosa and the duodenum in response to vagal stimulation. So basically, class gastrin is a stomach hormone or gastric hormone. What is the action of gastrin? Is right. Gastrin class is a hormone that stimulates the secretion of gastric acid. Okay, gastrin is a hormone that stimulates the secretion of gastric acid by the parietal cells of the stomach and aids in gastric motility. Again, gastrin action, okay, a hormone that stimulates secretion of gastric acid or the hydrochloric acid by the parietal cells, okay, of the stomach and aids or helps in gastric motility. That is the action of gastrin. Okay. Next, pepsin. As pepsin refers to a group of relatively weak proteolytic enzymes with pH that is ranging from 1.6 to 3.6. So this is highly acidic. Okay. Highly acidic type of enzymes. Okay, so what is the action of pepsin? So pepsin catalyze the 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 catabolism or the breaking down of all native proteins except mucus. Again, pepsin catalyzes the breaking down or the catabolism of all native proteins except mucus. Okay, that is the action of pepsin. Okay, that is the action of pepsin. Okay, nakuha po natin. So this class are examples of hormones, okay, that are class A and class enzymes that are class A that participate in the digestive process and that are class regulated by the activity of the pancreas. The pancreas. Okay, so let's now discuss class the diseases of the pancreas. Let's start first with diabetes mellitus. Okay, so DM, as we all know, as this is a metabolic disorder or a metabolic disease, right? Affecting the capacity of the body to utilize glucose, okay, in the body. So there's impaired insulin activity or insulin receptor function or both, right? Or both. Okay. So in diabetes mellitus, basically, the problem is on insulin, okay, which is secreted by the beta cells of the pancreas, diba? Beta cells of the pancreas. So as we all know, there are there are two major types of diabetes mellitus. Okay, type 1 is also known as the insulin dependent type, diba? Let's review CC1. So type 1 class, diba? Type 1 is ketosis prone, ketoacidosis prone, diba? Juvenile onset, kasi class, diba, ang mga bata ang affected nito kadalasan. Okay, so the childhood class, diba, during childhood, here's malabas yung onset ng type 1 diabetes mellitus, right? And the three P's and the cardinal signs and symptoms are more severe in type 1 than in type 2, diba? So insulin, there is class absolute insulin deficiency. Okay, absolute insulin deficiency. Okay, now in type 1 DM, as diba, the patient's body is slender, or as the patient class has a slender build, because as in type 1 DM, as we all know, okay, there is active lipolysis. Active ang lipolysis. Okay, in type 1 DM, class, anong class ng common pathogenesis? It is usually associated with as autoimmune disease or autoimmune disorder. Okay, so autoimmune disorder class. Okay, ang often association ng type 1 and insulin injection. As insulin injection is the common is the way of administering the therapeutic agent, right? So in type 1 DM class, so commonly seen among children. Okay, now in type 2 DM, formerly known as the non-insulin dependent DM class. So in type 2 DM, this is class adult onset. Okay, so the patient class, characteristically, the patient has a bigger or fat built, obese class yung built, bigger as yung built ng patient. Okay, now in type 2 DM class, this is associated with as genetic predisposition o namamana. So in type 2 DM class, namamana po ito, okay, from ancestors or from parents. Okay? Now, in the population, as type 2 DM is more common than type 1 DM. Okay? In the population, type 2 DM is more common, diba, among individuals than type 1. Okay? So in type 2 DM plus the mode of administration of therapeutic agent is through oral administration as using yung mga hypoglycemic agent. Okay, so that is DM. Now type 3 DM, just to emphasize CC1, okay, there is already type 3 DM, and this came out of the board exam. Kakalabas lang sa board exam. As type 3 DM is a candidate type of diabetes mellitus. Okay, so type 3 DM is associated with the brain. Okay, associated with the brain and with the central nervous system. Okay, so class, in type 3 DM, just to add and just to highlight, because again, it was asked in the board exam, no? Okay, I don't know if you're familiar with it, pero class, in my previous classes, sabi ko naman na type 3 DM. In type 3 DM class, okay, there is insulin resistance in the brain. There is insulin resistance in the brain. Kasi diba, the brain utilizes glucose, diba? Kasi the brain directly consumes glucose, tama? Ginagamit class ng brain glucose for energy and for the brain to function. But in type 3 DM class, okay, there is insulin resistance, okay, in the brain. Okay? So in type 3 DM class, this is seen among patient with Alzheimer's disease. Yung mga may progressive degenerative brain disorder. As example is Alzheimer's disease. Pero kasi ulitin ko, type 3 DM is a candidate type or classification of DM. It's not yet officially included as the type of DM. But it is, again, a candidate type. Okay? Type 3 DM po. Associated with insulin resistance in the brain and the central nervous system. Okay? As please type letter B if this is clear so far. Please type B if this is clear so far. How about the others? Okay, let's now proceed with the next condition, cystic fibrosis. I think in electrolytes, your teacher already discussed this. Tama ba? But we will just again discuss this. Okay. As in cystic fibrosis, take note, this is also known as the fibrocystic disease of the pancreas or the mucoviscidosis. Because basically, cystic fibrosis is a disease of the exocrine gland. It is a disease of the exocrine gland. So since the pancreas has exocrine tissue, so cystic fibrosis could affect the pancreas. What else? Cystic fibrosis could also affect the skin because the skin has exocrine glands as well, right? Okay. Cystic fibrosis, it causes the small and large ducts and the acini to dilate and convert into small cysts filled with mucus, resulting in the prevention of the pancreatic secretions, eventually blocks the lumen of the bowel, leading to obstruction. So nagkakaroon ng formation ng cyst, okay, with mucus that could block the exocrine function or the exocrine release in the pancreas. Okay? Now, cystic fibrosis, take note, cystic fibrosis is basically a type of inherited condition. Okay? In cystic fibrosis, okay, the gene responsible for this condition is the CFTR gene. Let's look at that box. CFTR gene. Ano po yung CFTR gene? What is CFTR? Please write. CFTR gene is the cystic fibrosis transmembrane conductance regulator gene. Again, cystic fibrosis transmembrane conductance regulator gene, CFTR. So this CFTR gene is located on chromosome number 7. Chromosome number 7. Okay? Yung class CFTR. Okay? Next. So class, in cystic fibrosis, basically class nagkakaroon ng mucus filled cyst. Yan. Sa mga organs where there is exocrine function. Tama na dyan class yung pancreas, skin, class among other. Okay? Mamaya class we will discuss the test for cystic fibrosis. Okay? Next. Pancreatic carcinoma. Okay, class. So this is the 4th most frequent form of cancer. Okay, the cancer of the pancreas. Okay? Now, this is class slightly more common in males than in females. Okay? Mas common sa lalaki than sa babae. Okay? And as what are the signs of pancreatic cancer? As please write. So the signs of the pancreatic cancer are as follows. Number 1, there is development of jaundice. Again, there is development of jaundice. What else? there is weight loss. There is weight loss. Okay, what else? There is anorexia. Anorexia. And there is nausea. Okay, again, as the signs of the pancreatic cancer tumor present, we have the following. Number one, there is development of jaundice. Okay, there is weight loss, there is anorexia, and there is nausea. Okay, there is nausea. Okay, next, we have gastrinoma. Class. So, as gastrinoma, this is a pancreatic cell tumor which overproduce gastrin. Class. So, class, yung tumor sa pancreas, class, nagpo-produce ng maraming gastrin. Class, that would affect, of course, the stomach. Kaya class tawag ng gastrinoma because the tumor is over-secreting or overproducing gastrin. Okay? So, plus gastrinoma, okay, excessive gastrin, class, can cause a condition known as the Zollinger-Ellison syndrome. Okay? So, excessive gastrin production could lead to a syndrome called Zollinger-Ellison syndrome. Okay? Next. Okay, next, islet cell tumor. So in islet cell tumor, okay, it affects the endocrine capability of the pancreas. Kasi nga, diba, sabi ko kanina, the islet of Langerhans comprise the cells of the endocrine tissue. Diba? The alpha, the beta, the delta. No? Plus, so basically, when there is islet cell tumor, there is overproduction of hormones affecting the cell. For example, class, pagkasagkaroon ng tumor in the beta cell, nagkakaroon class ng insulinoma. As pakitype, insulinoma. As kapag may insulinoma class, diba, there is hyperinsulinism. Mataas ang insulin secretion because of the tumor. At sabi natin, diba, when there is too much insulin, okay, class, this will lead to hypoglycemia. Babagsak yung sugar. Babagsak yung plasma sugar. Okay, magkakaroon class ng hypoglycemic shock. Again, ang tawag class sa tumor in the beta cell is insulinoma. Okay, insulinoma. Next, pancreatic cell glucagon secreting tumor, plus yung alpha, there will be hypersecretion of glucagon. Okay? As we all know, as glucagon is hyperglycemic, and this could lead to TF. So hypersecretion of glucagon could lead to diabetes mellitus because of the hyperglycemic effect in the tissues or in the circulation. Okay? So, glucagon secreting tumor, class, yung sa alpha. Okay? Kapag naman class sa insulin secreting tumor, that is beta. Okay, beta. Okay? Please type C if this is clear so far. Okay, let's now proceed with pancreatitis. So pancreatitis, class, as the name, this is the inflammation of the pancreas caused by the autodigestion of the pancreas as a result of the reflux of bile or duodenal contents into the pancreatic duct. Okay? Now, class, pancreatitis is often associated with symptom or sign class of patient experiencing as yung mga I forgot the Tagalog term, binabangungot. Yun, class. Okay? So, kasi class, okay, yung individuals who have class, yung nag-overeating. Ayan, class. So, when a person class, okay, had excessive okay, excessive class kay food intake, overeat. Okay, then after overeating, natulog. So class during the patient's sleep. So when there's a reflux, kapag mag-reflux class yung bile or duodenal contents class. Remember class, this fluids contain enzymes. So the enzymes class in this fluid could auto-digest the pancreas. So bakit kasi bakit class binabangungot, bakit umuungol yung patient na natutulog? It's because of the extreme pain being experienced by the person when the pancreas is auto-digested. Okay, sobrang sakit nung sensation because of the auto-digestion of the pancreas at last. Okay, even though the patient is sleeping, that's okay, yung pasyente kasi umuungol, it's because of pain. Okay, it's because of pain. And class, after bangungutin, hindi na class nagigising. Kasi nga class, because of pancreatitis. Masira na yung pancreas. So hindi na gumising class yung patient, namatay. Okay? So the bangungot and the ungol class is associated with pancreatitis is because of the extreme pain experienced during auto-digestion. Okay? Yan. As pathologic changes are as follows. Nakaroon ng acute edema, cellular infiltration, intra- and extrahepatic pancreatic fat necrosis. Kaya nga class yung mga patient, yung mga individual na nag-overeat, they're advised na huwag mo na matulog. Class, okay? So, pababain mo na yung kinain, tapos class, wag agad-agad matutulog. Okay? Na class. Kasi kung hindi magkaroon ng reflux, class ng mga digestive juices because of overeating. Kasi yung katawan mo natutulog na, pero kasi yung digestive system mo nakatulog pa. Okay? And because of overeating, pwede magkaroon ng digestive fluid reflux. And this can cause harm to the pancreas. Okay? This can cause pancreatitis. Okay? Okay. As we will end here for the morning session, okay, I will give you class your break. Okay, we will resume later, class. Okay, ano oras na? It's 12:19. As we will resume later, okay, around 1:30. As 1:30, class, we will finish this 1:30 to 2. Then 2 o'clock, class, I will discuss synchronous discussion ng respiratory viruses. Okay? At tutuloy natin ito mamaya ng 1:30 to 2. Tapos, after this, as I will proceed na with virology. Okay? Sige, class, you may now take your lunch break and I will see you as later around 1:30. Same link po tayo, ha? Thank you.